Beginning.
Yeah.
And then we will. What was that? Oh! Here we go.
We're already live.
We're live. Yo, what is good? Let me turn off the music. Hey guys, you know, we're still new. What's up, guys? Welcome to Pokey Tea Time. Welcome to Pokey Tea Time. My name's Jizzy.
And I'm Shivam, aka not Shivam.
And Pokey Tea Time is our podcast where we cover the spiciest topics in the Pokemon community and, you know, give our little hot take on it, right, Shivam?
Yeah, we always like to add our little hot flair to stuff.
A little spicy, you know. Most people love us. Some people just a little bit. Not the biggest fans, but I do love the support the Pokemon community has given us in this past couple of weeks that we have been doing this. So thank you, everyone. But how are you doing, Shivam? How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Oh yeah. Don't spill any of that tea you have there, kind sir.
It's lemonade.
Lemonade. Okay. But yeah, today we have something special for y'all. And I kind of ruined the surprise with the title and everything on social media as well. But we have one of the most credible, one of the forefronts of the Pokemon hobby, per se. And I would say pretty knowledgeable, if I do say so myself.
That's facts.
The TikTok phenomenon, if y'all haven't seen that last TikTok, literally made me do a TikTok, and something Shilm has been trying to convince me for the past 3 months.
Probably longer.
Okay, yeah. But we have, hold on, Jaboom, the Pokeju himself. What's up?
What's going on, guys?
What's up? Yeah. So, but Shivam, what do we have planned for today? Let them know.
So we have our legendary guest, the Pokeju, today, and he is here to literally spill the tea in regards to a lot of the main topics that we've been covering in the past. But in this case, it's his perspective, it's his hot take, because he has far more experience than you and I. He's been here since 2017 within the Pokemon community. Like you said, he's part of the forefront of this hobby himself. So welcome here, Pokeju.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really do.
So Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am self-employed as of this moment. I recently I didn't quit. I formally submitted my resignation to my old 9-to-5 job. I used to be an IT technician. Now, with Pokemon as a side hobby. And I now just recently decided to jump into the hobby full time and put in my 2 weeks and, 100% commitment to the hobby, and, just a whirlwind of stuff ever since.
Living the dream.
Yeah, that's the dream.
You're living the dream. Everybody in the chat right now. That's like, everybody's probably like, dude, whoa. I mean, I know I am.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. So like, what got you back into Pokemon collecting? Like, did you ever stop? Like, what brought you back in 2017? Like, what actually brought you back into Pokemon?
So I actually I started collecting again in mid 2016. It was around the time I think XY Breakthrough or Breakpoint was out. And my little sister was opening packs at the kitchen table and watching Unlisted Leaf videos. While doing it, and I just immediately, that was like the first time I'd seen anyone opening Pokemon cards since I was a kid, and I just immediately was interested and jumped in and was opening packs with her, and then I started doing research and I bought a Flash Fire box and pulled both the Secret Rare Charizard and a Mega Charizard out of the same box, and ever since then,
You say your sister? Little sister?
Yeah, my little sister.
So you were like that big brother that the next day, hey, I got more products for us to open.
Yeah. I went over to my parents' house to visit, and she was opening Pokemon cards at the table, and I immediately was like, "What's this?" And just
So
dove in, and
Man, that's
you
a
know,
wholesome story right there.
she's probably
addicted
like
ever since.
best big brother like for the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it turned into an obsession because
Yeah.
after,
You don't say.
well, it's like I just nonstop research because if you go back and scroll to my very first post ever, it's complete sets, ungraded sets of the completed Crystal Skyridge sets and Aquapolis and all the first edition Shinings and all the gold stars. And I had been collecting for over a year before I even knew about the Instagram community. So I had already completed like several goals that I wanted to do. And I learned about, I don't know, I think Pallet Town Pokemon was one of the first people I ever interacted with on Instagram.
Okay.
And a few other people, but I just did research and bought tons of cards, some of the best cards you can get at insanely cheap prices compared to, what you can get now. I bought a first edition PSA 7 Charizard for $700.
I was just about to guess. I was just about to guess.
Yeah.
I was kind of close. I was going to say.
So
that.
like when you got back into the hobby, at what point did you start noticing like the success behind what you were doing? At what point did you realize like this is popping off?
For me, I think it was probably when I started getting interest from Unlisted Leaf and other like, PokeTubers, where they started to like reach out to me and like, wanting to do business and buy products. I think it was at that point where, things really started to take off. Ever since I did several Unlisted Leaf videos with him, where I supplied product and he, did a big old opening and everybody went crazy.
Wow.
And ever since then, this thing's just been repeatedly popping off with other stuff as well.
And when was your first interaction with Ando? Like when was your first interaction with Unlisted Leaf? Like was that recent? Was that this year or was that like last year or the year before?
It was last year, probably early last year, I would say.
Okay.
Would you say that was like after Worlds or before Worlds?
It was before Worlds.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess Worlds is another good example of, when I realized, things were starting to get big. Like I had people just walk up to me and recognize who I was and say, "Hey, I follow your Instagram and I really love your content."
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been following you for quite some time. I think like my first interaction with you was I just got back into the hobby. I bought a PSA 9 Expedition Charizard card, and I was like, "Hey man, can you help me out with like this raffle thing?" You were like, "Buzz off," but like in a more respectful way. Like you don't have enough credibility. And at that point, I was like, "Okay, this guy's business.
That.
Like I gotta grow my reputation within the Pokemon community. I gotta, create a lot of trustworthiness and whatnot." And so I took a lot of notes from your book, and so that's part of the reason why we wanted to have you as our first guest.
Yeah.
There you go. I appreciate that, and I mean, I probably did at one point, and it's a lot of people think that there's just a secret recipe to get followers and to get to get people to be interested in what you're doing, and there isn't. You just have to be in the community. You just have to be doing your thing, putting yourself out there. Like I didn't just spin around and become the Pokeju. Like it took a long time to get to where I'm at now.
Yeah, you're almost at 20,000 followers on Instagram too.
I mean,
and I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that.
I'll touch on that as far as like the YouTube side. A lot of content creators believe that the algorithm doesn't like me. That's really not it. I've watched a lot of big influencers. And especially Mr. Beast. I watched a big interview that he did with some low. He's like, it's not the algorithms. Look at the numbers. Like he grinds it out. He focuses on what people want to see, what people want to hear. It's not about if you have, it's not about if you have the special sauce for the algorithms. That's not it. It's just look at the numbers.
It's just
look
about
at the facts.
Content is king. If you're producing at scale, then you're doing relatively well. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I remember when I first followed Michael here. I think it was like last year. He was at 5,000 followers at that time, and now he's
Boom.
at 20,000. I mean, he's just started out on TikTok, and now he's starting to grow relatively pretty fast. Like, you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Yeah.
It just goes to
He's
show
like,
you.
I
Like,
know, Shim. Don't worry about it. I'll brush it off for you. I'll brush it off for you. Hold on. Wait. You're right here. I can't. Okay, never mind. I try to brush your shoulder, but you know.
Well, using what you were saying is actually correct. Like you look at Leonhardt, for example.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know Leonhardt actually has hundreds of videos that only have like maybe a max of 1,000 views, like early on.
Mm-hmm.
Like he spent a lot of time making content before he actually got noticed and like really started to get a following behind him. So yeah, like you were saying, the algorithm is just a myth. I think it's just all about the grind.
100%. I'll ask one spicy question, okay? Shiv, since you're over there asking all the, questions. Here's a good one. How much, Michael? Okay, listen here. How much would it cost to sell off everything you own, as far as Pokemon goes? Not like your house or anything, but like
just like my collection.
Your collection, Pokemon. Is there a number? I mean, you don't have to answer. Don't feel free to answer, but I'm just wondering. Because somebody in here may buy it. I'm just kidding.
Well, let's say that my collection, I didn't pay for what my collection is worth now. But I mean, if I put everything, I haven't actually sat down and done like the numbers. But I would say, I'm probably borderlining 7 figures.
Jesus.
Something like that.
Okay.
But the way I look at it is I sold my collections 1,000 times over to get the money to recycle, rebuild, repeat, recycle. I tell this to a lot of people all the time about, the ancient city of Rome. Rome as a civilization didn't rise to power just like that. Their city was burnt to the ground 1,000,000 times before they actually became a superpower.
I use that a lot. Rome was not
collection.
built in a day. I always use that phrase.
That's a good analogy.
It is.
That's solid.
I do that when I start working out, and then I'll start showing off. Obviously, I'm not an intimidating person, but I'll just let people know Rome wasn't built in a day, so calm down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I love that phrase. I do love that, so I'm glad you mentioned that.
The chat's saying what is it 1 billion? 1 billion by Christmas? Oh, they're saying your follower count will be 100,000 by Christmas.
Yeah, you got a lot. Wow, you got a lot of fans. Like they're not even here for us anymore, PokeJew. Dang. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's exactly what happens. I had my friend Amanda on here, and everybody was Amanda fans.
People want to hear what the Jew has to say.
Oh, and that's what we're gonna get to. Okay. Prepping it up.
So I think that's a good segue into what we're here for, right? We're gonna go ahead and touch on this. So. Sort of.
Take a sip of this.
Oh, wait. Yeah. This needs to be customary. Pinkies up. We need pinkies up. Okay. Thank you, guys.
So, we all saw as audience members, we all saw all the lives that happened, right? But I'm assuming that your experience predates any of these sort of transactions that occurred, any of these lives that occurred. And you possibly could have had interactions with some of these people that were involved. So, sort of walk us through this entire sort of incident and what happened before, and then what happened afterwards, and your opinions or what your perspective is in regards to this.
So, are we talking about?
Yeah, the whole situation in regard. Sorry, just to clarify, we're talking about the dumb money box break. The purchase of that box, the red flags that were associated with the box itself, stuff like that.
Yeah. So that was definitely a fiasco for sure. And it was something that I think, was going to happen. I don't want to say that I didn't foresee it happening, but I foresaw it happen, and these are the reasons why. Me and Charizard King 24 went live on my Instagram, I don't know, like a month ago and kind of talked about it a little bit. But we were going to buy that same exact box that Collectibles Guru had acquired and sold to Dumb Money TV, Cracked Live, ended up being fake. I think we had an initial offer, like, I never spoke to the seller. The guy who supposedly resealed the box, I was never in communication with him. Mm-hmm. I guess his name is Don. I was in communication with Brian the whole time.
Okay.
Brian was the transporter, shall we say.
Donald Hughes. Donald Hughes is his name. I just remembered. I did a segment on him.
Donald Hughes. Mm-hmm. I seen the posts on Facebook about like all these Facebook groups removing him about the whole incident, but I had the deal set in stone with Brian, with Don's being in agreement with it, that me and Charizard King were going to go out to him, and we knew the box looked funny. Like, we both knew that there was something off with the box, but the price was very, very cheap. And so we were like, all right, we will happily pay the money. Excuse me. We just want to open it before we pay. Because, we pointed out the issues that we saw with it. There was a scratch on the side of the box that didn't have... matching damage to the seal. The seams along the sides of the box they just didn't look authentic. And the flaps, the folds on the top part of the box were obviously, worn. And it wasn't even like a freshly opened box. That was a used and abused box that was resealed.
Wow.
But we agreed to about $125,000 for that box.
Wow.
And that was this year, right?
That was this year. Yeah, okay. That was earlier this year. It's the same Dumb Money box, and we were set to meet. I was supposed to go and drive out to Brian, open the box, and if it was real, he would have been paid, and then Charizard King and I would have did something with the packs. Something, maybe like sell them or something. But then a day later, I get a call from Brian, and he says, "Oh, sorry, Don said to go meet Collectibles Guru at the airport in Pennsylvania because I guess he came in and offered $155,000 in crypto."
I remember seeing that TikTok.
Which at the time was over record. So, he clear as day just had the much bigger offer in crypto / cash.
Right.
So he was able to get the box. About a month or two later, that's when the whole Dumb Money TV thing happened. And
so he held on to that box for quite some time before actually finding a buyer, which was Dumb Money TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know, like, what I personally think about it is I personally don't think that Jake, Collectibles Guru, resealed the box. I think the box was sold to him resealed because it looked the exact same way.
Right.
And
oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's a lot of, like, I know I've seen all the YouTube videos about people speculating that he did reseal the box and this and that. And I don't think he resealed the box, but I think he knew it was fake. And I think he was just kind of riding it and hoping that it was going to be real. Because a lot of YouTubers, like the bigger ones, pointing out, how he immediately went into defense mode about the backstory of the box before, they opened it because they said they were going to open it.
And so do you think? Oh, sorry. Just sorry to interrupt you. So like, So he was basically told about all of these sort of red flags, and he sort of just went into the situation knowing good and well what the red flags were, and not just really listening to anyone.
Yeah. Wow. I
Wow.
mean, he was told by multiple people about all the red flags. I know even people who would have bought it at the time were warned about it and, opted not to buy it because they had hunches that it was fake as well. And, big name people. Dumb Money TV, they kind of got suckered because they are inexperienced, wealthy people who, wanted to feed off of the Logan Paul hype.
Mm.
And, who better to call than Logan Paul's Pokemon expert, right?
Mr. Guru. They even use so they even use the same thumbnail, like the same yellow scissors. I even believe that they just cropped out Logan Paul's face and stuck Dumb Money's face on it. If you really look at the thumbnail on the YouTube videos, it's exactly the same. So
no,
yeah.
Logan and I talked about it quite a bit, and yeah, they literally just took his exact
photo,
and just did it over top, and he was laughing. He was like in all caps LOLing about Guru being the Pokemon expert. So
yeah.
So like, do you think so like that segues into like a kind of a different kind of topic right there.
But is that all we have on the Dumb Money stuff, or is there like something
else? Sorry, yeah. Do you have any more to say in regards to the whole Dumb Money situation?
No, I just, from my perspective, being involved in the dealings for that box,
correct.
All I can really do is paint a more realistic picture of what sort of happened, and what happened was, obviously stupid, and I think it never should have went down that way at all. And I think Guru set himself up badly for it. But I don't think that it was intentional. I don't think he wanted that to happen. I mean, nobody wants that to happen. Who wants to be known, to the internet as as that now? So
right.
Do you think that it's sort of his responsibility though for doing his due diligence in regards of being a, at that point sort of a middleman at that point? Like he had full ownership of that box for quite some time now, and he was aware of the red flags. Do you think that there is some sort of responsibility when you're selling a product, because you've sold plenty of products before? Like, you have more experience than me because I've sold some stuff here and there before, but you have far more experience in that regard. So like, do you think it's his responsibility to know what he's actually selling, especially with the title of Guru?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, he did everything that, like, once the box was opened and confirmed fake, he did everything that he should have done. He took an L. As far as I know, the original box owner is still paying him back. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Guru has to deal with legal battles with the original owner to get, portion of his money back. But it's definitely a really interesting scenario that happened. And I think that, it wouldn't have happened if Guru just did the smart thing that any other expert would have done and opened the box before purchasing.
Right.
After
because
the red flags.
Yeah, because Brian, like, they were fine with me opening the box. But when they, I guess, had a better deal with Guru, who wasn't going to open the box in front of them, they just immediately went with that.
Do you think that speaks to a level of inexperience that he has? Like, do you think that he's not necessarily an expert when it comes to this stuff? Like, he just has like a decent amount of money and he just knows what to say and what to do in regards to movements and stuff like that?
That's exactly it. He is painting a picture. He's doing a very good job at it because he has a lot of money.
I think he's doing an immaculate job of it. Just saying.
He is. I mean, he knows how to play the marketing game, and he knows how to play. He sort of went viral on TikTok.
Yeah, he has about 76,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah, and the thing is, he is famous now for being, a not Pokemon expert. And
Right.
that's how, he tried to portray this whole painting a picture that he is this all-knowing expert, that everything that he has and touches is gold. And
Oh
but
goodness.
to real experts, to people that have been in the hobby and collecting and have been grinding for, like us, we see the fakeness so easily.
Mm.
And one thing that he said that really bothered me during the Dumb Money Live was that he brought Logan Paul into the hobby, that he was the main reason why that there was more motion in Pokemon than Nintendo in the year 2020.
That's Gary Vee, right?
What's that?
It was Gary Vee, right? That got Logan Paul into Pokemon?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but Guru's trying to paint this picture that because see, what had happened was Gary Vee hit up Logan, got him into Pokemon, and at the time, Guru had all of those really super sexy first edition Shadowless PSA 9 Charizards with the greenery backgrounds or poolside backgrounds on eBay that were heavily overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
He had them on listing for a long time. Logan Paul, being very, very wealthy and new to the hobby, immediately hits him up.
Mm-hmm.
They get in contact, and Guru was just fortunate that he had some really good looking pictures on Instagram or on eBay that caught Logan's attention, which, landed him on a YouTube video being portrayed as an expert. And then
I remember
from there, Guru just painted this picture and rode a wave.
Damn.
But it's the fact that he said that he was responsible for that and just totally making up stories,
I was talking to Alex Hodges the other day, and he brought up a point that I brought up in an older podcast episode where, someone had mentioned on my TikTok that Logan Paul is the reason why this hobby is flourishing, or Collectibles Guru is the reason why this hobby is flourishing. I was like, honestly, it's because of collectors like ourselves is why the hobby is flourishing. Before any of these people came into this space, the hobby was already having an upward trend. It's because of us. We basically created this viable environment for, investors or influential people or people who are affluent to come into this space to sort of dominate the space with, lots and lots of money. And that's where we're seeing a lot of values go up. And so I just wanted to touch on that.
I agree.
So in your honest opinion, in your professional opinion, as collectors, whether big or small, what can we do? Because like at the end of the day, like I know that I started from nothing. I didn't have a whole lot of Pokemon cards or chase cards or anything of the sort, but I noticed that as each day progresses or as each month progresses, my collection's growing. And that's the case for a lot of people who are in here. What can we do as collectors, like when we're buying something from eBay, or if we're doing like these sort of PvP sort of person-to-person sort of transactions where we try to see whether or not something's legitimate or not. And then if we have a booster box or if we have a pack, what can we do to prevent sort of resealing? Because I know you've had plenty of dealings in regards to reseal packs and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things where it's really difficult to new collectors to gain that experience without talking to someone who already has experience. It's just about, learning for yourself. I could spend all day trying to explain, what to look out for a resealed pack, but it gets the best of everyone. There's really good, fakes out there for everything. And, I try and help as many people as I can, people who ask questions, who have advice, but for, just the general collectors in a community, it's all just about communication. Ask. Don't be afraid to ask. don't, try and act all hot shit and know what you're talking about when you don't. You can't be afraid to ask and to reach out to people. And if you're trying to reach out to someone like me, and if I don't answer in time, do your research, find out who other credible people are in the community, and try and just get information where you can, when you can. It's just learning, get as much knowledge as you can now, because it's
Whoa. What was that?
That was probably Skype.
My camera, that might have been my camera, I don't know.
No, it was phasing both of y'all. It could be on my end.
I saw all three of us phased out.
Okay, we're back in though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I really think the reason why it did that, guys, is because y'all aren't actually liking, So if you could just smash that like right now, all 73 of y'all, that would be greatly appreciated. Tell them, Michael, Shivam, tell them, smash the like.
Yeah, get a hammer and
smash that like button, guys. Seriously.
There it is. See, this was problem solved. Anyways, we were talking about.
So I know you mentioned in your live with Murphy, aka Charizard King, to like when it comes to open booster boxes, whether it's old or new, to sort of market whether it's an X or hole punch it, because at the end of the day, like it's still displayable. So I just wanted to touch on your opinion in regards to like, does that devalue? I mean, obviously, like if you're keeping a box, if you put a hole in it and you try to sell on eBay, does that necessarily devalue the box, and does it take away from the box at all at that point if you're trying to sell a box as is?
You're talking just the empty box?
Yeah, because like I know a lot of collectors, they want to keep something completely intact, right? And even if it does have a hole in it, that kind of still takes away from the box itself. Do you think that should be the case or not? Do you think it matters?
I mean, me personally, I used to be a big advocate for collecting empty product and empty boxes and stuff, because a lot of people who want to own boxes can't, because they can't afford it. But having an empty box to display in their man room or whatever, in their man cave or whatever, it can bring an equal amount of happiness. But with the level of craziness that all of these resealed boxes are getting into, it doesn't hurt to do something to where the box can be identified that it has been previously opened, and not just by original wear and tear. But it's making it universal. That's the hard part. Because there are a lot of people who just don't care and will and it's, I can't really knock them for that either, because you're essentially you could be drawing Sharpie on a $1,000 empty first edition base box.
Yeah. So someone in the chat said, they're like, are you opening packs while you're explaining? That's
classic.
He's professional, man. He's got to be working the whole time, opening packs while like multitasking, man.
If they just want me to like bust out Skyridge packs and just be like, and see what we have here.
He's going through Skyridge packs. Just calm down.
See, Michael, I went live on TikTok earlier today. They were like, "Hey, Shivam, did you see this guy opening Skyridge packs on TikTok?" Oh, I'm like, yeah, it's Pokeju. You should definitely follow him. They're like, isn't that pack like $1,200 to $1,500? I'm like, yeah, it's worth that much. He's like, why is he opening it? It's like, man, the man's a different breed.
It's cut from a different cloth, man.
I have and a lot of those videos are old videos too. I'm not, I don't have like, that's a huge misconception that I think it's actually a good time to clear the air. A lot of people think that I'm just sitting on a treasure trove of, like a literal mountain of product. And I'm not. Like I vlog, privately. I have a lot of video content that I have made over the years from stuff that I have obtained and collected and have had just for my own personal records. A lot of pack openings that I've never shown anyone. I have lots of pack openings of pulling hollows and non-hollows from various sets, and you know,
Okay,
none
Michael.
of that has been shown to people. So
You're not. Oh, you're not sitting on anything. I got you. I got you, bro.
well,
I got you.
the amount of stuff in my collection is small, but the value is
enormous.
Yeah.
I got
small but big. Small but big.
Quality.
So no worries, guys. Don't be looking for Michael. Just say. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm kidding.
Izzy, do you got any questions for Michael?
Do I have any? In regards to like what we're saying, I do got some like just spicy questions, but it was part of the intro, maybe like, okay, I'll ask you like one random question. Yizzy question time, right? What is the highest value card? Should I go with highest value or like your favorite card? Let's go with favorite card. What is the PokeJuice favorite card in his collection?
My PSO 10 first edition Shadowless base set.
Okay. It's probably the same answer as the highest value card, I guess. Okay,
yes.
Second. Like, is there something unique about a certain card that like you just love that you're particular to?
I have always been like crazy about first edition Shadowless base set. I've always just ever since I started, like that was always just my go-to. Like nothing beats the originals.
Wow, I can respect that.
Yeah, and specifically first edition and Shadowless, like, because I remember I was opening booster packs when I was 8 years old, the very first day that they came out in the U.S.
Wow.
and they were Shadowless packs.
Wow.
So I remember being a little kid opening like hundreds of Shadowless packs, and then like a couple of months later, Unlimited came out, and it was like, ew, these colors are gross. I was like, why did they make Gyarados? Why did they make the background of Gyarados purple? And they didn't keep it blue.
When you said ew, it reminded me of how Jimmy Fallon when he made that skit, like, ew, seriously? Look at her butt. Ew. That's why I laughed. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that was me, but like being 8 years old, like I was like 8 or 9 and being like, ew, Unlimited.
Yeah.
I want Shadowless.
Yeah, it does look different. It hits differently, right? It definitely hits differently, especially when I look at it. Okay, so
I think go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah,
no,
sure. I'll go ahead. Yeah, you're hogging all the questions, Shivam. Okay. So one of the videos that we made was like, what's next? And then after I made that announcement, I made it like 2 weeks prior to Logan Paul saying he was done, right? His endeavors are over. He will not spend any more money. And I called it. I literally called it 2 weeks ago. I'm like, this is literally a fling for him. But with someone that actually has talked to him, do you think you could give us an insight on, is he actually done? Because I can put all these people leaving comments under my comment section and just saying stuff, So, can you answer that question for us?
I can.
Oh!
Yeah. So, obviously...
Let me drink my tea first. Hold up.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Cheers,
guys. Let's put this to rest. Okay.
So, obviously, you guys can imagine how much he spent since joining the hobby,
Oh yeah.
He's he's a collector. He's a Pokemon collector. Like he just recently got into the hobby, but I'm sure you guys can imagine, that the money that he has spent on his personal collection, that he hasn't, he has a personal collection that is very, very impressive, that, he hasn't shown the world in his in all of its glory. And he did make a statement on his podcast that did seem very one-sided, but I think collectors can understand, he's a wealthy guy. He's probably spent an insane amount of money, and everyone and their mother wants to do some sort of business with him. So he probably gets bombarded every single day with people shooting him messages about buying booster boxes or buying cards or something like that. And he likes base set. Base set is his thing. Like, he doesn't really have much interest in a lot of other sets.
Right.
You know, Basehead is his baby, and he has most of the things that he could want in his collection. You know, a lot of those cards he has posted on his Instagram already.
Yeah, I mean, like when you have that much money, right? You can pretty much buy almost any sort of chase card you want and not have to bat an eye at it. Like with the money that he has, he can pretty much buy everything.
Okay.
And I was talking to Alex Hodges about this, and he was like, Shivam, you did bring up a good point in regards to this. Like a lot of people were panicking in regards to the whole comment itself, but it makes a lot of sense because like if you have that much money to be able to blow on Pokemon and buy everything that you want, then what's the goal after that? What's the chase if you have all the chases, right?
Yeah, and you got to understand, and that's the other thing a lot of people understand too. He's not Leonhardt. He's not TCA Gaming. He's not SM Pratt. Those guys are dedicated PokeTubers. He is not a PokeTuber. He is Logan Paul.
Right. He's a brand himself.
He's his own brand, and you know, I think we all know based off of his first couple of videos about Pokemon, you know, he's a super passionate guy. You know, it's easy to tell that he actually loves the hobby. But, you know, everybody needs a break. Everybody's got to take a break, you know. His wallet, I'm sure, is piping hot, needs to let it cool down a little bit. You know, and I'm sure, you know, I think, you know, he still loves Pokemon, and I'm sure we'll see him back. Positive.
Okay. So the answer is, I guess the answer is yeah. So he is.
So obviously, you guys know I flew out to LA and spent some time with him.
Yeah, I saw you on the set.
Yeah. So, you know, everyone will know what that was all about when Logan's ready.
Oh, so this is tip-top secret stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be awesome. I will say that I had an amazing time hanging out at the Maverick House with Logan and the crew. You know, all of them were great. And yeah, don't panic sell. Just, you know, just because someone famous says one line of sentencing doesn't mean that the earth is crashing down.
That's facts.
You know?
Okay.
So just take it from me, the Pokemon hobby is strong, and outside of Logan Paul, there are other things around the corner that I can't go into specifics about, but we all know the 25th anniversary is right around the corner. Like, why are people selling out right now? Like, things are just now starting to get spicy. You know, you thought
if anything, it's time to buy.
Yeah, I mean, now's a good time to be buying.
Yeah, like with a market down, yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy because people are willing to take losses all because, you know, of one particular string of hype that happens that seems to be fading out.
Okay. I think you've answered my question, and I think our suspicions were pretty on point, Shivam.
Yeah.
Our theory.
So I know. We wanted to talk about obviously Pokemon has experienced a ton of significant amount of growth. And right now we're sort of going sideways after experiencing a correction with a lot of the prices. So I wanted to touch on probably the biggest topic that's currently going on right now in regards to a lot of the auctions that are taking place currently speaking. We're seeing a numerous amount of shilling occur, right? Obviously it's dangerous, but I want to know why you believe it is dangerous, because in my perspective, as someone who sees a lot of these different auctions and where things are being shilled, if you're someone who's coming into this space, you know, with a lot of money, and you look at how often this stuff is being shilled, and it kind of puts off people away from even coming into this space to begin with, even if they do have a lot of money.
Can you explain to the people what shilling means, just to clarify, because I know some people may not understand.
How do I best put it? Like, shilling is basically like you're basically manipulating something to make it seem more valuable than what it's supposed to be. So it's essentially like you're placing a bid, or you're buying something for the sole intention to manipulate the market. You're not doing it to necessarily buy a product. It's just there to pump up something, so that way your overall, so to speak, investment accrues a lot more value.
And with no intention to actually pay.
Buy it. Yeah, okay. To buy it. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, there's been people in the Pokemon community who are getting caught, manipulating and shill bidding and stuff. Collectibles Guru was caught red-handed doing it. There were a couple of other people who were caught red-handed doing it as well, and it's definitely a problem because the only reason people are doing it is A, for their own interest because they own the product, or B, it's just people who are doing it because they think it's funny. They think it's funny to mess with the market. Like that box that went for that first edition Jungle box that sold for like $2 million.
Yeah.
On PWCC. Mm-hmm. I was talking to someone on here who said that, oh yeah, their friend was the one who shield bidded that, and he just did it because he thought it was funny. It's just like,
that's ridiculous.
She's like, what's your problem?
Yeah, like you would think that, like, honestly, shield betting is, very unhealthy, right? Like, even if you do have, let's say you do have a first edition Shadowless Charizard card in your possession, in the macro perspective, it's terrible to shield bid because if you keep things organic, that card's still going to grow insignificant amount of value. But like, if you're constantly shield bidding stuff, it just displays how volatile this space is. And it puts off a lot of people from even wanting to have the card. And that basically decreases the demand for that specific card too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and which is why, like, people should be wary about bidding specifically on the PWCC marketplace because they are the most susceptible to have that happen to them. And they, legitimate people who are newly getting into the hobby, could end up paying a price that it never should have been at, and they won't know any better. And
right, so like
PWCC is the easiest place for that to happen.
Yeah. So like my question is like let's say you're a collector, right? Because I know a lot of stuff goes on PWCC and all sorts of different prices. Like as someone who's trying to buy something off of PWCC, how do you, like, if you're bidding on something, is there any way to sort of contact PWCC and say like, hey, can you legitimize all the bidders on this platform or on this particular sale? Because I feel like that would be a little bit more, that would make people more inclined to actually bid on their stuff. Like, can you do that, or does that not happen at all?
PWCC is the people that have to go in daily and fix the bidding. I've actually have heard that once a day, like if PWCC has like a PSA 10 first edition Charizard or something super high end, they will actually get in contact with the people who are bidding and like confirm, hey, is this a legitimate bid? Is this, accurate? And if they don't reply within a certain amount of time, they'll remove the bid or like, I know that they have started doing that recently as well.
Do you believe they should continuously keep the bidders, name private as a private listing or whatever? Or do you think it should go back to what it was?
I think it should go back to what it was, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think it's wrong to, block the visibility of,
buyers.
And they already blocked the usernames, which was fine, but all we want to know is that the people who are bidding it, are they actually credible people themselves?
Right.
Because we used to have a good idea if this was a legitimate price or not based off of who was bidding. We didn't need to know names. We just needed to see their rating.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I think they should go back to showing, blocking out the name, but show their ratings to know that they're real people.
Right. I agree. I forgot what I was going to ask. It was in regards to this. Yeezy, do you have anything to say while I'm trying to figure out what I was about to ask?
As far as shilling goes?
Yeah.
What do you have anything to say? So even though shilling's like a big deal, what about those slabs? Have you seen those like fake slabs going around?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of fake BGS slabs and a lot of fake PSA slabs.
Yeah, I have seen them before, and those are actually a lot harder to authenticate for people who are new to the hobby. Right. Harder than like resealed boxes because I've seen fakes where they get the acrylic down to like an exact detail to where I don't have a PSA card right next to me, but like on the corners of the bottom, there's like a little PSA insignia.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Beckett
like
has one too.
raised off of the acrylic. You know, I've seen fakes that have those exactly as well. And a lot of people will actually, another thing a lot of people do is they'll just open the slabs, put different cards in it with the same grade, and then, you know, hypersonic seal it back together.
Right.
Mm.
I will say something that you can also do to combat is that use that code. Don't they scan the actual the card after they grade it, a picture, so you can look at similar hollow patterns? No.
They don't scan every card. They
Okay.
only do particular ones. Like, and I don't think they do that for any reason. I think they just at random decide to take pictures of cards to add to their database. I feel like they should take a picture of every card that they grade, do a scan, and add it to their database, but they only do it with a select few.
Okay. I know somebody brought, one of my good buddies, Polish, he brought that up, that you could also do that to combat some of these fake slabs that you're seeing online. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, there are ways to tell, because, like, what used to be popular was, you know, people would, you know, just pop open the seals and then, you know, sonic seal it back together. But there's like damage that you can tell, like that. I think the term is shadowing, where if the edging around the PSA has a frosty kind of look and not clear see-through, that could be evidence that it was tampered with.
Man, yeah. But to an untrained eye or somebody who doesn't really own or getting into that space, I mean, I feel like it's really hard to differentiate something like that now.
Yeah, it's so, and that's like why, you know, stressing the importance of making sure that you're buying from reputable sellers and not, you know, just from random schmoes on eBay. I mean, sure, you can buy from eBay, but just make sure that, you know, the people are reputable, have reputable ratings and good feedback.
That's also, we're doing this to like spread the awareness, you know?
Yeah.
And then one day everybody's gonna flood the PokeJuice DMs. It's probably flooded now, but they're gonna be like, "Is this real? Is this real? Is this real?"
The man has 20,000 followers. His DMs are flooded.
I know, have but like it's worse. 800 DMs I still need to read.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Wow. Mine's 1/8 of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to keep up with because
I'd hate to flex on y'all, but you know,
for every like 15 messages, I get one person who's actually like, you know, not just someone who's like hi, and I have to be like hi.
Yeah, I don't even respond to messages like that. If they're just saying hey, then I'm not responding.
Wow. Or it's like can I ask you a question?
It has to be more specific. That's what we're getting at. Like,
yeah, it does depend, especially with a higher count volume, right?
Yeah, like I have 20K on TikTok, and you know, like with people ask me PSA questions, I'll get like, hey, can I ask you a question? I'm like, just shoot straight with me, just ask.
Yeah. I actually like the way you do it though, because you go live very often and just do Q&As, and maybe I should start doing that. Just go live more periodically and do Q&A, because you answer a lot of people's questions that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can just come on every now and then, you know, everybody will ask you questions.
Oh, yeah.
We got people already asking questions. Hey, guys, just to let y'all know, don't forget to smash the like. But also, at the very end of this stream, maybe the last, what do y'all say, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
We're going to answer all of y'all's, or most of y'all's Q&As for the time slotted. So yeah, definitely get your questions ready. We're not going to answer any questions at the moment. I'm sorry.
So I think the last sort of topic that we can kind of cover is what do you like for new collectors or for yourself? Like, what do you think is relatively overlooked? Guys,
this is the sleeper of the week. Shivam, you need to properly introduce the segment that we have every week. We have sleepers of the week, and this week we're gonna get Pokeju to give us his sleeper of the week, because you know we're getting a little tired. We do so much research, and we want to hand it over to Pokeju this week.
The sleepers that I think people should be focusing more on, which I don't focus on because I personally don't have any nostalgic value to these particular sets, but from an investment standpoint, I think a lot of people are sleeping on Heart Gold, Soul Silver,
Yep.
Platinum, and Diamond and Pearl sets. I think
super low pops.
Yeah, I think people really, really need to start looking into the chase cards for those sets and start buying high grade PSAs, and if you can, buy booster boxes while they're still relatively affordable, because the generation of people that were opening those packs and those products as children aren't yet at the point to where they're at like my age, where you're late 20s, early 30s, where you have extra, more disposable income.
Mm-hmm. How old he is, guys? He just gave us out. Just saying.
I'm 30.
Boom! Yeah. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm 25. Yeah. Yizzy's 29, right?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Yeah. So I mean, we're all.
Dang it! Nobody was supposed to know. Everybody thought I was like 18 and like 21. Now I'm exposed. Okay, appreciate it, Shivam.
Oh yeah, but like I think this hobby really has a demographic of between people that are the year 20 and 35 years of age. I think people that are, once they get past 35, that's when people start to really cash out. That's what I feel. I've noticed that like guys like SM Pratt and TCA are starting to sell like mad product, and it's now making me put on my conspiracy theory cap. Like, why are they selling out of everything? What's going on with them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could be all kinds of reasons.
Yeah, one of our sleepers of the week was actually Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but I was looking at prices and it's like ridiculous now, and it's partially because Mr. Rhymestyle himself has been spreading the news on his recent videos. But platinum is still low, guys. It's definitely still affordable.
I think Call of Legends is still really low too. That's a good set.
But
yeah, like Diamond and Pearl Stormfront had a secret rare chase card, which was a secret rare Charizard. Platinum Supreme Victors is another set. Super underrated.
Super. I would recommend y'all go to your local card shops too. I know my local card shop's actually sitting on cases of platinum, and he's already offered it to me. He was saying, I don't have like any WotC. I know that's what everybody wants, but if you're interested in some platinum series, he has cases of it, just it's in storage. So definitely check them out. These cases are available in these local card shops, because it wasn't that. I mean, it was a long time ago, but it's definitely not out of reach to some.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, I bought 2 booster boxes from Calgary in the middle of the summer for 2 booster boxes of Plasma Storm for $750 a pop, and at that time they were going for $1,600. I sold one a week later for $21, and one a month later for $3,000. So like, it's out there. You just have to look for it.
So yeah, good one, PokeJu. I like it. I love it. But
absolutely.
What time we're at? We're at 1 hour. Man, thank you so much for joining us. So far 1 hour. We told them like what, 45 minutes.
We told them 35 to 45 minutes.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize.
Yeah.
No, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm honestly glad get some stuff off of my chest and just shoot the shit with you guys.
I got you, bro.
You said you mentioned that you wanted to show off a few things.
Oh,
did I?
Are we gonna get blessed today? What? Burning Shadows, thank you for the super chat for $1.99. I'm 31. PokeJu and I are dirty 30.
I do have this for sale. It is a first edition Shadowless base set booster pack.
Do you get that special case that Murphy has made too?
Yes. In the state of the art.
Wow.
Mercedes
too, right?
Patent pending.
Guys, don't even try, guys. All y'all don't even try.
Yeah, shout out to Kando Shark, shout out to Charizard King 24.
Yeah.
Those cases are nice.
Those are nice. How much do those cases cost?
$40.
Wow. Just for one?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
They're nice, man. It's a Mercedes.
It's high quality, right?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Pristine. But yeah, he's selling it. That's really nice. Shadowless. So, you want to tell us why it's shadowless? Like how could you tell they were shadowless?
Oh, well, this is, the biggest indicator is the first edition stamp right here.
Okay.
But long crimps at the top versus here's like a gym challenge with a short crimp.
Okay.
And then here's long crimp.
Gotcha. I just know like some of these videos, a lot of people ask. I know when I first got into the hobby, some of these things were just like basically easy knowledge to me. But you know, some of these people are learning, so it's good to share these knowledge every now and then. But
yeah, absolutely.
You got anything else, Joe? Before we go into the Q&A, because I know people are itching.
I think that covers it. I guess before we, get to the Q&A, definitely go ahead and plug yourself if you want to talk about your social media accounts. It's the PokeJew on everything, right? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
The PokeJew on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I, have a decent non-cringe YouTube channel, that I think, really is really geared more towards vintage heads. I don't really do too much modern, but if you like vintage Pokemon product, I think my channel is really nice. And I just recently got on TikTok as well, so I've been pretty active on TikTok.
Yeah, you're doing a decent job putting out enough content on there. I think you're killing it.
Guys, let me just show y'all his recent TikTok, cause it is hilarious. Let me tell you, okay? I have to show you. I'm gonna show everybody like in the worst quality way. Here we go. Here it is. Yeah. Ooh. And the kiss at the end got me. It's the kiss at the end that got me, guys. That's him. That's this guy right here, guys. That is hilarious.
Did Jess Plays Pokemon convince you to get TikTok?
No, but she was like the only reason I knew about TikTok was because she would share her TikToks with the group chat that we're in. And I was just like, all right, I need to get on TikTok. And then I went on and saw Not Shivam and Alex Hodges, and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are big time over here.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But okay, I think it's time. I think it's a good time, guys. As of right now, we're gonna open up some Q&A. The time slot is 1 minute and 1 hour and 6 minutes. So we're gonna end this, I guess, at 1:20. No, 1:20. So once we hit 1:20, we're gonna close it off. So roll in the questions. And me and Shiv, PokeJew, do you have any question? Like, do you have the chat pulled up? Or if you don't, it's fine. We'll read it off to you. Here we go. Do you think Neo Destiny is...
Okay, you can read it off.
Okay, do you think Neo Destiny is the ultimate undervalued set and has space to grow?
I don't think it's undervalued at all. I think a lot of people know exactly, how crazy Neo Destiny is. I think, it's obvious that it's the best of the 4 Neo sets. And I do think there is still plenty of room to grow for Neo Destiny. I think, if there's still room to grow for first edition base set at the prices that it's currently at, there's still room to grow for every other set as well.
Okay, and he followed it up with, do you think the first edition stamp is more important than the PSA pop? Neo Destiny Unlimited has a lower pop in PSA 10.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think population matters to more of like core collectors, like people who, because at the end of the day, first edition is always going to have more demand because it is first edition, That's just how it will always be, despite the populations. A lot of people try to sell high-end cards that have extremely low populations, but not a lot of people want to buy them because they're not sexy cards. They're not cards that are very attractive. And when you're applying that to first edition versus unlimited, let's say a first edition PSA 10 Jolteon Holo has a much lower pop than a first edition. It might have a premium for a while, but first edition will always win in the end. What I personally think.
Okay.
And also just from experience as well. Like, it wasn't until recently where populations actually really mattered to people.
Okay. Let's do the super chat one. Yo, appreciate Jonathan Watt for the super chat. So we're gonna go ahead and do his question first. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, get a thumbs up. Appreciate it. He says, "What do you think about Japanese special boxes like Kanazawa?"
Kanazawa.
Beats me. I don't know that.
I sadly mainly am only knowledgeable in English. I don't know much about Japanese product. I do know about Japanese, like vintage Japanese, but not the newer stuff.
I know a decent amount about vintage Japanese, and I don't even know Kanazawa. I know mostly Nisui, Topsun, Meiji, Cardis, stuff like that. I've never heard of Kanazawa.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I've never heard of it either. Man, you must have. Maybe I shouldn't look this up because something really weird just pulled up. So I'm just gonna put that down. Okay. Yeah, pick up the next.
Did you spell it right?
I think so. I don't want to show I'll show y'all later, but I don't know what I just looked up. I have no idea. Either the guy just trolled the crap out of me, or yeah, you oh, it's a new set. Okay, yo, Ben Allen, appreciate with the super chat $9.99 from what he says, keep killing it, y'all. 100% with the little boop horns and the fire. So appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead, Shivam. Just ask one of the questions. You pick one, because they're rolling in crazy.
Josh Red, aka Swoldemort, asked, "Do you think it's a good or bad thing that some modern chase cards cost more than WotC Modern?"
I think that it's neither a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's just normal because, it's driven by demand and it's driven by hype. And we all saw it with the Champions Path Charizards where, fresh out of the packs when they first came out, were selling for $2,000 raw, to now, they settled down to 500 really quick. I don't think it's bad or I don't think it's good. I think it means that there's, a lot of good health in the modern market, and it's good to see modern cards have high prices for a certain amount of time. But we need to understand that, modern isn't the best for investment. Just because it is high priced when it first comes out does not mean it's going to stay that price forever. We all, bared witness to it with Hidden Fates and Champions Path. So yeah, just know what the hype cards are and be patient.
Keyword patient right there for sure.
I just want to expand upon what Josh Red said. Do you think that a lot of modern cards and some modern sets are being over-evaluated?
I do. Yeah, I do. Like the Hidden Fates Charizard, I think, I'm surprised that it's held its value as well as it has, especially with the announcement of the reprint.
Mm-hmm.
But Just Plays Pokemon recently explained that the reprints will actually be dated differently.
Yeah, that's been the case for every reprint.
Okay.
So I'm not really familiar with reprints, but I imagine that if you have a PSA 10 version of the original Hidden Fates Charizard, that might be more valuable in the long run than the reprint version.
Maybe, because when they reprinted Ultra Prism, it still had the same year that the card was originally printed on. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's still going to say 2019.
And that's what I worry about, because if it does, if there's no indication that the card is a reprint, then that just, to me, destroys the value of the card. I mean, that's what happened with the Shaman EX during XY Roaring Skies.
So she said they are going to change the date. Is that correct?
She said it was, but I don't believe
gotcha,
so. Because I mean, based upon previous Pokemon behavior, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Well, the caveat to that is basically they say Pokemon's usually sitting on this stock. though they announce it as reprint. So nobody really knows, do they?
There are people who do know. Like, I know in the scenario for XY Evolutions, the Pokemon International Trading Company, they definitely overprinted the shit out of Evolutions.
Here we go. Here we
go. They're just putting it into new product because they just printed so much of it. But it was honestly a smart move on their end to do because obviously it's still a very popular set to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally think that they should continue that trend, you know, maybe not at the 25th year anniversary, but maybe at the 30-year anniversary, make another base set reprint set, you know, but make it cooler, you know.
Okay. Are you worried about how I call it? You see any questions that's popping out to you, Shivam?
No, it's your turn.
Okay. There's like really modern questions. Like somebody asked about like what is the absolute bottom dollar you would sell a Charizard VMAX Rainbow Secret Rare for?
Like raw or graded?
It sounds like he mean raw. Because he didn't attach a PSA grade to it. I know on TCG Player it's going for about $335 right now, and dropping.
I was gonna say whenever I sell any modern cards, I always go to eBay sold listings, and just pick an average price and go with that.
What? How about what can you see it dropping down to? How about that? Because as far guys, if anything you're wondering about as far as value goes, whatever the PokeJuice says and whatever not Shivam has been preaching, like go to eBay, look at sold listing, not just the cheapest one, but try to look at an average, look at a couple of listings, because as we said earlier, shilling does happen. People do drop off on sales. It's very murky, so you do have to do your research and look at multiple listings. But yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people also just list product at like stupid prices because they, you know, don't have intentions to sell. You know, and like one of my good friends in the community, Pokemon TCG Cheese. He has a Deoxys box posted on eBay for I think like $100,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he's doing that more to get traffic to his Instagram and to just, you know, let the eBay world know, hey, this box is here and it exists. But really, some prince from Dubai could easily just be like, oh, I want that box, snipe it up, and then people will interpret that as the new market price.
Right. So yeah, definitely multiple listings. But I mean, I guess something like that you don't see around very often. There are websites. I know eBay only listed up to what, like 3 months, 2-3 months.
PokemonCard.com's good.
Yes.
Pokemon Price. Sorry. Pokemon Price. Pokemon Price. Yeah, PokemonPrice.com.
So you can look at that and look at past, you know, the 2-3 months cap that eBay does. Just don't sell, just simp. Okay, question. In your opinion, is the Pokemon company starting to go back to more color on the booster boxes like the old days? What? I mean, it's based off the graphic designer, no?
I definitely think that they have been strategic with the holiday sets as far as, you know, trying to make their themes more vintage. They did really, you know, and I'm honestly surprised that they didn't, you know, make better cards for Shining Legends, because Shining Legends got so many people back into the hobby. Like a lot of people sleep on Shining Legends now, but that set got so many people back into the hobby because they brought back the idea of shining cards.
Wow.
You know, but they didn't make a Charizard card for that set, which was mistake numero uno. And they didn't make the cards actually rare. Like that, you know, they overprinted the shining cards.
They did.
Wow.
That's something that, you know, the Pokemon company needs to fix, is they actually need to make cards rare again.
Yeah, they need to make the pull rates a little bit more difficult.
The pull rates for Sun and Moon were pretty hard, right? Like the Rainbows are, the Reshis are. Those were kind of hard to pull, no?
The only reason why Burning Shadows is just hard is just because quality control is just terrible for that set. I mean, you can pull it, but the chances of you pulling a 10 is very slim to none. You can pull a card fresh out of the pack and it'll come back as a PSA 8.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah. What about next? Oh, what time is it?
That's a good one.
Oh, we got maybe two more questions.
I think this last question is going to be the last one.
Okay,
this is a good one.
Okay, cool.
Yamaritsu asked, so can we talk about how proxy fakes are getting better?
Sure.
What's your take on that?
I think, honestly, it's a market. It's a market that is successful, that someone is doing, making fake cards for profit, and good on them for doing it, but it will have a long-term effect over time. It's not something that's necessarily that big of an issue now, but it could have devastating effects in the future because, people that are going to be getting into the hobby like years down the road could easily get sold proxy first edition Shadowless base set Charizards and not know the difference because proxies are starting to become very, very well made and well crafted, and the quality is getting on point.
Do you think DCPI is doing stuff to mitigate that?
No, and they can't, because these are all just private, individuals who are doing it, and there's no licensing for it. There it's just open game. It's as easy as Drew's custom cards making custom cards for people. Right now they have.
Do you think that Pokemon could do something specific in regards to their cards and how it's produced to prevent?
Yeah, because you have Yu-Gi-Oh has that little holographic stamp on a corner. I know that gets kind of hard to replicate.
Yeah, the Eye of Anubis is kind of hard to replicate.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon is definitely behind the curve as far as what they could do for, authentication. Yu-Gi-Oh, like you guys said, they made very, very hard to replicate insignias on the cards. The U.S. Federal Reserve has already done that with putting security strips and watermarks on our currency. Pokemon is still very, very cheaply produced. Like their manufacturing is probably lower quality than any other TCG on the market right now, and that's because they produce such a mass amount. Right. That's why when you're holding vintage cards in your hand versus today's cards, it's like a night and day difference as far as the quality of the stock that they were using.
Yo, shout outs to Smooth Text. Love the videos. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, man. And shout outs to Money Pit Collection earlier. He did do one earlier. I remember that. I definitely did not shout him out, but I appreciate
shout out to
you,
MPC.
Man. But yeah, it definitely is getting scary. And like I would say like the better replicators, like who like to make fake cards, they're coming into the space because they see money, right? It's worth their time now to actually replicate these cards. So, man, it is getting scary. Very scary.
Yeah, and they can use the argument, that, I'm just providing a service to people that can't afford these cards. It gives them something to have and to hold, for a fraction of the cost.
It's actually really getting scary. So, you've seen Drew Customs cards. There's this guy on Facebook. His name is like Anthony something, and I think he's either not, I don't know about France, but he's definitely foreign, and the quality of his cards are amazing. Like, if you think Drew Customs card is good, which I bought cards from him and they're really nice, but Anthony, like, I'll show you after this, but his cards, he's even broken down to like the ripples, the textures, like he knows how to do all that. And he makes custom cards like in his edition, and they are amazing. I'll show you after. It blows my mind. But
yeah, and that's awesome, but it's also scary because hopefully he's a good guy, because if he had the right mind to, he could easily just start manufacturing Champion's Path secret rare Charizard cards, and or whatever card that he could replicate easily.
Mm-hmm.
If he has the material and the
Mhm.
equipment to do so,
Right.
there's no stopping him.
Yeah, it's really scary. I'm not gonna give his name out. He's definitely a small timer, and I was gonna buy some cards from him. He does like custom RK9s. That's my favorite Pokemon, by the way. But yeah.
The same thing goes for like boxes though too. Like in fact, you guys, hold on. Let me grab one thing because you guys might be interested in this.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
One sec.
we got you. We're keeping it spicy for y'all guys. Guys, thank you all 129, 32 of y'all joining the chat. I really, really do appreciate y'all coming by. And, we're always going to improve for y'all, Like 132, man, y'all are goated, And we're going to bring the goated people in here, too. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all while he's doing... Boom! That was flash lightning. Let's go.
So Leonhardt showed one of these on his YouTube like last year.
Oh, we going...
So this is a EX Crystal Guardians booster box.
Yep, I watched this.
Okay.
So this thing is 1,000% fake.
Okay.
Like the box.
Oh no, I do
itself,
remember this. Yeah.
The box itself is even fake. Like down to the markings on the bottom with the barcode, and like it screams legit. But the way you can tell that the box is fake is you can see the perforations along the Charizard's wings aren't authentic as to what EX boxes should look like. I know it's hard to tell with my virtual background.
Yeah.
And the lip of the box here, you see how short it is?
Yeah.
When the lip of this box on authentic boxes actually goes all the way down.
Okay.
To the bottom.
Wow. That's good. That's good knowledge right there.
Even the packs themselves are fake.
Yeah, everything was fake.
Yeah. So what about the film? Like the finish on the box, is it a lot shinier? Because I know that's one of the biggest telltale signs on fake product.
Oh, the wrap.
No. Like I'm talking about the finish on the art.
Yeah. So it does have a much, like the box
glossier.
Itself is glossier.
Mm-hmm.
The colors are more vibrant on the fake box than they are on the real box. But like once you open the box, like you can tell, like no booster packs, at least from EX era, should have this silver strip.
There's another one, man. Dropping facts. Okay.
Going on the back, and if you just look at the crimps, there's like these vertical lines that are going up the ridges of the packs, which I mean, and even just the like feeling the pack, it doesn't feel authentic. And when you go to open it, like I have a pack that I opened.
Real quick, shout out to Money Pit Collection again. He's super chatted $4.99. Did y'all know the Pokeju is a goat and that the like button only takes 1 second to hit? Yo, appreciate you again, Money Pit Collection. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Let's go. Okay.
But like these were what was inside. Like,
wow.
You see the gloss and like. And like you can see how on the back of the cards, like how faded and.
I can even see how glossy it is from here for sure.
Yeah, so like people were doing this with first edition Shadowless base boxes. Like they were actually manufacturing empty boxes and like filling them with stuff and then putting like a legitimate wrap on it, like a legitimate saran wrap or whatever.
Wow.
And like that was like there was scams going on in Belgium a few years ago, where like this company produced a bunch of fake first edition boxes and sold them each. And
oh snap, we got another one. Jeff the Ref, thank you for the super fun and educational content. Fire. Appreciate you, Jeff the Ref. Thank you.
I think that wraps it up. I think that was, dude, you nailed it. You killed it.
I know I couldn't have asked anymore, dude. It's been awesome having you on the show, man. And I thank you for how much? 128, 100 or 100, an hour and almost 30 minutes. Don't send me the check yet. Make sure I get my paycheck before Don't send me the damage quite yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just to go over again, just sort of repeat your social media just for everyone to see.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining this podcast. Shivam and Yizzy are great collectors in the community, and I'm honored to be working with them. I am Michael the PokeJew. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, subscribe, follow these guys.
Hey, he also has a YouTube too, so yeah, for sure. He just started. But
I'm in the baby phases of my Pokemon stuff, so I've been around for a while, but I'm trying to make a bigger social media presence. So
he'll get there, and he'll get there in no time soon. I can promise you guys that.
Yeah. If you have any questions as far as cameras and volume or anything, hit me up. I'll help you out. I mean, you probably have a lot of cool people to hit up, but in case you have quick questions.
I mean, like I need, like, I don't want to hit up the big people. Like, I don't, like, I want people who are unbiased and who, like, I want your guys' help,
Yeah. I mean, who to hit up if you're looking for TikTok help.
Absolutely.
We got you. But guys, thank you so much. Can we get let's get a round of applause right there in the chat for Mr. the PokeJew for joining us. Thank you very much. But other than that, we like to end our chat with, our stream with, well, show him first. We'll do it first. We do it. Okay, no,
we do a sips up.
Sips? Like you sips? Yeah.
Like you sip up. Then
sip up.
Deuces.
Like that?
And then you turn your thumb up.
Okay.
And then deuces. And then salute out.
Salute out.
So here we go. We're all gonna do it simultaneously. So sips.
Deuces.
We're
out, guys.
Salutes out.
Thank you
so much. See you guys later.
Thank you guys. Adios. See you.